first Hindu-Muslim riots which happened in various parts surrounding Junagadh and the state of Junagadh and some of its vassals. And these riots were immediately taken up by the Indian government, then Indian government, claiming that actually the state of Junagadh was responsible for this discrimination, while the reality was quite converse to it. What had actually happened was that there was a migration which was happening throughout India, where only 10,000 Muslims had entered the state of Junagadh, and almost 30,000 Hindus had left the state of Junagadh. So as the partition was coming through, they realized that this concession, or making the Nawab of Junagadh to think otherwise, to remain with India, would not be a simple process. So in the first step, an economic embargo was placed on the state of Junagadh. And by 9th of November, there was only 30 days of food left in the treasury of the state of Junagadh to feed its population. Number two, the Indian administrative government at that time, which was based in Delhi, decided that the postal service, which actually came under the Indian administrative service at that time, must withdraw its personnel. Secondly, they decided that they were going to place a special contingent of the police force consisting of more than 300 plus people in the first go, who would be made part of the Indian administrative police system and be placed in the state of Junagadh to deal with the situation. Number two, they also came up on 10th of October, 23 villages were taken over. And as this thing built on, what is also interesting is to understand that 5,000 personnel from Rajasthra Hindu Praja Prasad movement were placed in the state of Junagadh. So we saw for the first time, number one, economic disempowerment, economic embargo for a state which had decided to exercise and fulfill the rights which was given to it under the partition plan by the Indian administrative authorities, not as a result of something happening on ground, but something which was done systematically. And it started happening from August onwards. Secondly, they decided that Pakistan could still reach the state of Junagadh from sea and airport. So a decision was made that the airport and the seaport should be confiscated by the Indian administrative forces. And that is what transpired. That the case of Junagadh and the case of Jammu and Kashmir under Indian occupation, those territories must be taken to the relevant United Nations Security Council bodies, as well as the relevant legal forums, in addition to a direct case against the Indian state, which must be held in our courts to make them accountable for all these people, so that we can present this case once again with fervor, with strength, and most importantly, with the determination that justice may be carried in the name not of religion, but in the name of humanity. So with these few words, I thank you all for your patience and for listening.